I was just reading an article, crazy article, about Elon Musk stating that Optimus, I think it's his AI robot, is going to create a revenue of $10 trillion. He thinks we all gonna need robots. Every single one of us, every human being on earth is going to need a robot because they will make our lives easier. But if robots replace human beings and they take our jobs, how are we going to pay for it? He says it's going to take about $20K to make one. So let's say it's going to be sold for about $35K. As of now, only 12% of humanity own vehicles, cars. So just 12% of humanity have vehicles, yet we will need, this is the guy we call genius. We will need robots. All of us will need one. Where's the tax going to come from? Why do we need robots as human beings? I mean, at this point, they're taking everything away from us. Or are we going to own them and then they're going to do the work? We'll just chill and relax and they'll get pay and we'll take the money? That would make sense. That's not what he said. He's not a very articulate man anyway. He just jumps around and just says stuff and people just turn themselves into pretzels trying to defend him and his weirdness. It's because he's, I forgot. It's because he's genius. He gets to do whatever he wants to do. Defied and conquered humanity. Take over this country. For some reason, I used to think, well, they'll never consider him a foreigner because he's, the right color and complexion. But it was interesting to see that actually some Americans started labeling him as welfare queen or king, I should say, immigrant. And rightfully so. I mean, it's just fascinating. He get to have corporate welfare and be proud of it. And but yet, disabled people and kids, who get free lunch from poor families at school, and people who are getting SSI, and poor families that get TANF, those welfare programs. I mean, they can't get it because they're lazy. It's their fault if they're not rich, Only the rich can have welfare, not the poor. It's just so fascinating. Everything seems to be upside down. I better keep my mouth shut. I mean, I am an immigrant after all, and I'm definitely not the right immigrant. As they say these days. So let me just say, I love my country. This is my country of choice, America, and I absolutely love it. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Let's just get that out of the way. My allegiance is clear. No, I'm not just, this is no joke. I mean it. But, it just seems weird that a man who is the richest man in the world wants more money and more money and more money, and all these things he's creating, he's not giving away for free. So why should it be funded? What he's saying is this Optimus or these robots are doing the job in his factories already at Tesla. And he says they're going to be able to do more tasks as time goes on. So he's replacing jobs already with these robots. He's taking away jobs from people. I mean, how does that make sense? If you are being funded by the government, public funding, then you should be able to give what you make back to the people. He's actually giving the jobs that are created with this funding to his robots and firing people. And of course, wanting to bring foreign workers for cheap labor instead of giving these jobs to the American people. And he's so entitled. This guy is so entitled. It's just unbelievable. And he thinks Germany should be just for the Germans. Well, I don't know. Nobody ever asked him if South Africa should be only for South Africans too. I mean, if we're talking about homogenous nations being just homogenous, the people that were in that land originally, I wonder what his thoughts are in South Africa. I, for one, love all shades of humanity being able to live together. I can't imagine a world where everybody looks like me. That's why I am here. That's why I love this country, because we have every shade in humanity, and that's what makes it so beautiful. To me, that's my personal opinion. I mean, it doesn't have to be yours, but I mean, it's just, I don't see him as a genius. I really don't, because you also hear all these stories and how he never created really anything. He just hires the right people, engineers. And when you already come from money, there are plenty of people with great ideas, and some ideas oftentimes don't get off the ground because people lack capital, So how much of a genius is he if everything's being created by others, if he's just paying people, I mean, he certainly is not like Steve Jobs. He just gets away with so much. I know I should just mind my own business, and I am, but hey, we're both from Africa, so we are kind of related. He's kind of my cousin, so I can criticize him. Yeah. One thing I know for sure is that not every human being on earth is going to own a robot. That's for sure. If only 12% of humanity owns cars in 2025, there's no way in hell, not even 12% of humanity or even 5% is going to own these robots. And I think it's time to ask, where is this money going to come from? Maybe there will be so-called universal income. Is that what's going to happen? And who's going to pay for that? It's so fascinating. I mean, I wouldn't mind living in the middle of nowhere with my little tiny home and just chilling, watching the sunset all day, and just, hanging out with my fellow tiny home owners. If I am getting universal income, I somehow don't see that happening. I mean, come on, these people don't even want to give the poorest Americans their welfare checks, single moms. And like, there was this woman the other day, she was sobbing. She said she has 3 little children, and she said she doesn't even get enough food to eat already with her food stamp SNAP card. She feeds the kids first and then eats whatever left over. That's so sad. This is America. That shouldn't be the richest country in the world. I still think this is an amazing country where so many people can achieve amazing things, but I also realize that we're all different. Not everyone is going to be successful, because not all of us get to have a level playing field where we start and compete from the same exact spot. And success is never guaranteed. I mean, we can all try, But people are different. And to think otherwise is just foolish. And to say if you get sick, if you get left behind, if you're not lucky enough, it's your fault. It's just not right. It's not right. Yeah, it's getting chilly out there. A lot of disorientations taking place. May God help us all. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.